Spent a few hours fishing the Missouri River the other day with my good guiding buddy Ken Yancey with Big Muddy Guide Service. And we also picked up our buddy Rodney for part of the day too. After the long harsh winter and the late ice off, it took a long time for things to really get going on the river, but eventually the bites started picking up and finally some fish started moving a little further north where they usually would go during their spawning time. So we wanted to go out in that north area and do some scouting up there and just have a good time catching some fish. So I woke up here in Garrison, got to Bismarck around 9 o'clock. We hit the water at about 10, something like that, and fished till around 4:30 in the afternoon. After a pretty good warm up the previous week, we had a few cold days and some rainy days, so the water temps actually kind of dropped a little bit, and we had some storm systems moving through the area while we were fishing. We never did get rained on, but there were some fronts coming in and out. It would get cold, it would get warm, and things just seemed to be a little off. After the bite picking up and getting better, it was just kind of a struggle and a grind out there. We'd navigate around the river looking for some spots, mark some good fish in some of the areas. Sometimes we'd catch a fish, sometimes we wouldn't. If we did catch a fish, we usually worked that area pretty hard because of just that kind of a day. Maybe get one fish, at best we get two, but it just wasn't coming together and it was quite the struggle. Well, eventually Rodney had to leave because he had to pick up his kids from school. Kent and I kept fishing and we decided to try one more spot where we had grabbed some fish earlier in the day before we picked up Rodney. And for whatever reason, when we got there, things were just different. I ended up hooking up one fish pretty quick. It was a decent fish, bit it really aggressively, popped it good. Got that one in, reset, got another minnow out there. Next thing I knew, I had another fish on, same pass. And as I was recording on the camera, Kent was grabbing the net and ended up getting a bite himself, so we had a double on. And next thing you knew, we had 3 fish on that spot. So we got to the end of the pass, came back, and we were just dragging jigs up this long, somewhat slack water beneath the sandbar, probably 8 foot of water, 9 foot of water, something like that. We ended up making 3 passes. The second pass, we got 2 short bites that we missed, and then the third pass, we caught another couple of fish. And there was just something different about that spot. For whatever reason, when we got there, those fish were active fish. And this is one of those things that, you know, it pays to be determined, it pays to hang in there, be a little stubborn, and just keep grinding it out and finding active fish. Sometimes you have to wait on a spot till they turn on, but other times it's all about continuing to look for fish, make sure you got fish on the graph, fishing a good area, but seeing which ones are in a biting mood at that point in time. Not all fish in all areas of the lake or the river are doing the same things at the same time, and you can pull into one spot that's just vastly different than another spot, and it makes your entire day right there. And that was definitely the case for us. We ended up catching, I think, 12 or 13 fish that day. Some of them were small, we threw back, and then we ended up keeping 9. Again, long story short, moral of the story, keep working till you find active fish. If you're on a spot that looks good, feels good, you're marking them, but it's just not happening, you might have to find them on a different spot to see if they're in a better biting mood. Oh, and full disclosure, I was attempting to do something very different with this video, but somehow or another I ended up goofing up my audio, so none of the audio saved, so didn't get any of the commentary out of the video, and I was thinking, well, this is probably a waste and just a bunch of footage I'm gonna have to throw away, but I thought maybe I'll just turn it into one of these sort of talking head lessons learned videos and get something out of it. So if this was helpful, maybe it's something you've heard before, but just a good reminder to hang in there, be persistent, find active fish. I would appreciate it if you hit the like button, think about subscribing to the channel, and hopefully next time we'll have a full-blown video with good audio and all that good stuff, and there'll be more to come, don't worry. Later, fisher people.